Your biggest sales problem, it may have nothing to do with your script and everything to do with your approval addiction. So today's topic, how people pleasing is costing you sales and how to stop it. And it's actually technically costing you more than just sales. And I'm going to share what I mean. I really see people pleasing as hurting you in three primary ways. Okay. We could probably come up with 10, 20 maybe. Number one, if you're so worried about being a people pleaser, you often won't lead the prospect. You'll let them stay with the problem too easily. When you're talking to a prospect, amateurs in sales, they talk all about their solution. The pros talk about the problem of the prospect. What is it that they're experiencing? And it could be desire, but usually you want to reframe a desire into a problem. For example, if someone is working two jobs and they really wish they could spend more time with their kids, well, you could either say spend more time with kids is the desire, or the problem is they're not spending the kind of time they want to be spending with their kids. So it's actually better reframed as a problem. Now, if you're a people pleaser, you'll too easily accept excuses. You'll too easily accept them saying, oh, I'm not interested. And you won't focus on their problem. You won't care enough about them to attempt to lead them. And this is very different than being pushy. Pushiness doesn't work. Being aggressive doesn't work. But you caring enough to expand the problem that they are experiencing and letting them realize that, hey, is this a problem that is optional to take care of or something you really want to take care of? And if you don't do this, how will you do that? Wanting to help them solve their problem without being pushy, That's one of the ways that people pleasing is hurting you and your sales. Number two, if you're so worried about how you look to others, there are people that you just won't prospect. You're just not going to prospect them because in your mind, you're like, oh, I don't want to seem like that kind of person. I don't want them to judge me. I got to see them at the golf outing. I don't want them to call me out. And so if you're so worried about people pleasing, you're going to miss people that may have loved to buy your product or service or join your opportunity or whatever it is that you're selling. If you're so worried about people pleasing and looking good to others, then you won't lead them. They'll just say, I'm not interested. You'll say, okay, all right, great. They'll say they don't have the money. Okay, cool. Let me know if you ever do. They'll say they don't have the time. You're like, okay, fair enough. Yeah, it takes time. Those, by the way, those are all terrible ways to respond to those objections. If you want to know how to respond to objections, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's at higdongroup.com/channel. We just uploaded the how to overcome the it's too expensive objection. And that's at higdongroup.com/channel. Okay. Now the third thing, and I actually think this hurts you the most. Okay. Now, first of all, how many of you just know that you struggle with people pleasing? How many know it? Some of you have no problem just steamrolling people. You have no people pleasing in any of your bones, but that's the minority. There's very few people that are like that. Most people have some kind of form of people pleasing, but the first two, although they're costing you money, the third is costing you a whole lot more. And that is when you're a people pleaser, you let negative people affect you mentally. I'll give you an example. So yesterday I got to experience this. There's someone on Facebook that I was talking back and forth with. I mean, I didn't really think a whole lot about it. I assumed they were nice or whatever. She sent me a really snarky comment from one of my images. And now I realize that some of you, when you get a snarky comment or you get a negative comment from your friends or family members or even a stranger online, it ruins your day. It messes you up. You're like, why are they saying this? And you get defensive. You try, no, do. And let me share with you how I handle that kind of stuff. Okay. First of all, when I get a snarky comment out of the blue, I always understand hurt people. Okay. No one's out there that is living a wonderful life and dropping negative comments on people. Nobody. No one's out there living their best life and just being snarky to people and being negative and calling them out. No one. Hurt people. So first of all, I know someone's negative to me, someone's snarky to me, they're hurting in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how. I may not even need to know how, but I know that they're hurting in some way. Now, the Bible tells us don't trade evil for evil, insult for insult, but instead bless so that you can have a blessing. When someone drops me a negative comment, my first go-to is certainly not anger, is not depression, is not sadness. It is, hey, Father, thank you for blessing them. I trust the word of God. It instructs me. I wish upon them a blessing. The third thing is just realize that that's part of their, even though they may be in a tough season, I just realized that's part of their character showing up. And I actually see it as quite helpful. What would be worse is if I got into business with someone and got super associated with them and then realized that they were a hater or that they were negative or that they were whatever. Some negative comment lobbed over the fence at me, it just doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. And it shouldn't affect you either. And I'm willing to bet, although I gave you 3 reasons why people pleasing may be hurting you, I think this is your biggest. I think that when you get these negative comments, these snarky comments, especially when they're out of the blue, right? I was having a normal conversation with this person, then out of the blue, this super snarky comment. I said, Father, thank you for blessing her. And I just gave her a little thumbs up on the comment, didn't respond, didn't argue, didn't defend, didn't try to convince or do any of that kind of stuff. Don't let it get to you. Now, your actual problem is if you're not getting any negative comments. If you're not getting any negative comments, then the truth is you're playing so safe that you're not growing. I know if I go 2 or 3 days without any negative comment, I know I'm playing it too safe. I know that. Now, it's not that I crave them. It's not that I'm like, sure wish I had some, but it just tells me I'm going into territory I haven't been in before. I'm reaching people I haven't reached before. And some people's natural inclination is to be negative to someone they don't understand or know or whatever. And not that it's strangers that are going to hit you with the most negative comments. A lot of times it's the people closest to you. A lot of times it's friends. A lot of times it's family members. Don't let the negative people affect you mentally. To help you here with those 3 reasons. Number 1, you got to be willing to lead the prospect. You got to be willing to care enough about the solving of their problem to ask them more questions, not just settle for whatever objection they throw at you. Number 2, you got to be willing to see who's open. This is not about closing everyone around you, but it is about seeing as many people as possible. Are they open to taking a look? That person that you're judging that you don't think would ever join your thing or buy your product or service, you don't know. Ask. See if they're open. Be willing to look stupid, oh my goodness, to see if they're open to moving forward with your product or service or opportunity. Okay. And then number 3, when you get those negative comments, when you get those snarky remarks, when you get the out of the blue attacks or whatever, don't let them affect you. Know that hurt people. Thank God for blessing them. And don't react to it. Don't defend, don't convince, don't get into this big argument. You don't need to do that. Preserve your energy, preserve your time, and watch how that will serve you. I hope this is helpful to you. I appreciate you so very much. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.